Okay, so we're going to talk about symmetry with graphs, and not all three of these graphs are functions. Okay, so we'll just talk about that in a minute. So this first one, we say it's symmetric about, so symmetric about the y-axis. And what that means is, here's the y-axis. If I were to fold it along that y-axis, the points on the left would match up with the points on the right. So for every point xy, there's one on the other side, negative xy. Okay? That's what it means to be symmetric about the y-axis. Okay. This next one is symmetric about the x-axis. So probably guessed that. So if you were to fold it along the x-axis, fold your piece of paper, the points on the top would match up with the points on the bottom. For every xy, there's an x negative y. This is not a function. Okay? Because it doesn't pass the vertical line test. This is a function. And this is a function. But the one in the middle is not a function, okay? It's symmetric about the x-axis, and in some relations we have that, but it's not a function. Okay, just FYI. Okay, so this last one, it's symmetric about, and then, well, the origin. Okay, so if I were to fold it along the y-axis, and then along the x-axis, the points would line up. The points in the quadrant 1 would line up with the points in quadrant 2. For every xy, there's an opposite of x, opposite of y. That was what it means to be symmetric about the origin. Sometimes instead of using the word about, they use with respect to. And you might see that abbreviated WRT. With respect to, okay? So symmetric with respect to the origin, or symmetric about the origin. Do the same thing with the y-axis and x-axis. Symmetric with respect to the x-axis or the y-axis. Okay, so that's what symmetry is. We have 3 different kinds, but only 2 of them are functions. The test for symmetry for a function is if f of the opposite of x equals f of x. So if you plug in the negative value and you get the same output as if you put in the positive value, that is symmetric. Symmetric with respect to the y-axis. And then if it's symmetric with respect to the x-axis, it's not a function. So we don't have a test in terms of function notation. But if you plug in the opposite of x and you get the opposite of the output, that is symmetric with respect to the origin.